Hello everyone, Malacite here, bringing you another Destiny video. This week featuring a guide for Challenge of Elders Week 3. The modifiers are Trickle, Exposure, and bonus points for melee kills. As you can see, I'm running around on my Gunslinger using the Monte Carlo and the Sealed Grasp of Ahamkara. Neither of these are necessary, but they will make your life a hell of a lot easier. As you can see from the feed, the high caliber bullets on the Monte Carlo stagger enemies, setting them up nicely for the throwing knife. The beauty of the throwing knife is if you get a headshot kill, you get the precision points on top of the melee points. Blade Dancer and Night Stalker will both work, but I highly recommend going with the Gunslinger. Interesting point, Arc Blade will count as both a super kill and a melee kill on top of generating orbs, but because of Trickle, you're not going to have it ready fairly often, even with bad juju. And I find even with Blink Strike, with fast twitch and a high strength rating, you won't get it back nearly as fast as Juggler and the throwing knife. So stick with the Gunslinger. So next up, I'm going to cover the Warlock. And the Warlock's actually a little more forgiving in that all three classes are pretty viable. However, I would strongly recommend Sunsinger or the Stormcaller. With the Sunslinger, you're going to want to run Touch of Flame for sure, just for a little bit of extra damage. The other two abilities aren't that relevant. Radiant Will or Sunburst are be my suggestions. I don't recommend Viking Funeral. For your melee, I would definitely go with Brimstone because it's going to lower the cooldown and explode enemies when you melee them, which with your super up, you can smack them around and then just generate orbs for your whole team. It's amazing. On your super, any of the three will work. Reducing your allies' cooldowns, getting yourself back up, it's no biggie. With Stormcaller, we want Perpetual Charge for obvious reasons. Feedback is another really good choice here, so if they hit you, you instantly get your melee back and it does extra damage. Again, Rising Storm, again, good charges your other abilities, which works nicely with Perpetual Charge. It's just a whole lot of really great synergy here, and then your other abilities really don't matter a whole hell of a lot. Storm Grenade would be my recommendation just because it has a huge area of effect. And then with the Voidwalker, Embrace the Void is a given because you're going to be punching things. Bloom works too. It's really not a bad choice, but I would go with Embrace. The Hunger is also a really good option here, doubling the length of the energy drain just so you can get your stuff back more. And then I would recommend going with Lifesteal. Even if you are using the RAM, it might not be a bad idea to use it just to get extra health back. And then your other abilities, again, don't matter a whole lot. As for your exotics, the RAM works great for obvious reasons. All your melees, whether you have the cooldown or not, give you back health. The Dire Skull gives you a stronger energy drain, which is eh. The Apotheosis Veil is insane, as every time you pop your super, you will get all your abilities and your health back, which is huge with exposure on. It won't actually give you all your health, but quite a bit. And then the Claws of Ahamkara are also great because more melee speed and the second melee charge. And then the last thing I would recommend the Alchemist Raiment is okay too, because with your super full, you can just pick up orbs to get your skills back, which is great. Or you can also go with the Heart of the Praxic Fire, so that if you use your super, in combination with Song of Flame, you're helping your teammates get their stuff back quicker too. So lastly, we have the Titan. And so again, all three classes are great. We'll go over the Sunbreaker first. Simmering Flame or Cauterize both work. I would probably go with the Cauterize though, just because health is going to be an issue here. And then Fleet Fire again, because you're not going to be using your super. You're probably just not going to be using it. So getting the extra agility is nice. For your melee, I strongly recommend Stoke the Forge, just so you kill an enemy with your punch, you get it right back, and you heal thanks to Cauterize. It's just win-win. There's really not too much else here to really bother with. So we'll go along with the Striker next. Here you can go. I would recommend putting Shoulder Charge on, just because it's not super amazing, but it does deal quite a bit of damage, especially if you opt to use the Peregrine Greaves, although it's not necessary. Here I would go with Transfuse. unless you're going to run the Skull Fort, but even then, the Skull Fort will not cover your shoulder charge, so you'd still need the transfusion for that. The extra movement speed is nice too, but as for melee, I would go with either Overload or Discharge, just because you can either AoE, or Overload has a strong chance of giving you your melee back once you punch, which again is great because of the trickle. With grenades and supers don't matter too much, although I would recommend the flashbang just to make it easier to crowd control and get up close and punch enemies. As for your exotics, again, the Skull Fort, crazy choice here. With the improved transfusion, you get a secondary melee charge, and all your Storm Fist kills recharge your health. Okay, and then we'll go over to the Fender last. Here, Relentless, strongly recommend this so that you have a stronger force barrier and it lasts longer. You can opt, any of the choices here are good. I would strongly recommend Illuminated though, just for a little extra benefit on the Bless. Or Iron Harvest, really. Iron Harvest is good too if you want to get some heavy kills. It depends on what you want to do for your team. I mean, Armor of Light is good too, just because then it will. The problem is Blessing of Light will override. It'll override Force Barrier. So, as for your melee here, yeah, either Unbreakable or Gift of Light. It's your choice. Gift of Light is great because once you have the Force Barrier up and you start punching everything to death, you're gonna get melee kill points, and you're gonna be guaranteeing orbs spawning while you have your shield up. For exotics, we have no backup plans is okay just for the extra duration of Force Barrier. It wouldn't be my first choice. Honestly, I would say the Skull Fort or Saint 14, maybe Ruin Wings. Crest of Alpha Lupi is not terrible, but you're not going to be spamming your super too much. Twilight Garrison, not really going to do a whole lot for you here unless you're like flying around. For the boots, you can go with the Peregrine Greaves or the Mark 44 Stand-Asides. Both of them are good, but I don't think they're quite as good as the Skull Fort just for that healing and the extra melee charge. Sorry for the bit of the impromptu video, but, best of luck in the prison, and I'll see you guys next week.